How to become better at making decisions. Here are 5 steps to help you reframe your decision-making process. Hello and welcome to Guided Goodness. When was the last time you made a decision but changed your mind immediately after? Decision-making can be stressful and exhausting. Our bad choices haunt us, and so does that horrible question, did I make the right choice? I used to struggle with decision-making quite a bit, but I got better with practice. And I have mostly grown out of second-guessing every decision I make. And it was actually pretty easy. Start with asking yourself, what is really important to me in life? If we want to make a good decision, we have to understand which option best matches our values and priorities. We make this judgment with both big decisions, like whether you should move to a different country, and small ones, like deciding how to spend an afternoon. The rule of thumb here is to stop focusing on external motivators. Money, success, or praise. If we set our priorities based on the rewards we expect to receive, we may soon end up regretting our choice. It's easy to get blinded by the promise of money or glory. But there are other, more meaningful things we should prioritize in life if we want to be happy in the long term. Plus, our priorities should be focused on what we want to do instead of what we're expected to do. Don't get me wrong here, I'm not saying you should quit your job, squander your family's savings, or do anything stupid. But try to find something meaningful and non-material to focus on and then work towards it. I promise you won't have second thoughts about it. Do one thing at a time. Let's face it, we're all victims of multitasking. Whether we like to admit it or not, juggling between responsibilities is making our judgment blurred and incohesive. Throw a decision into the mix and all you'll get is a jumbled set of things you need to do. And you'll inevitably slip up and fail at some point. The exhaustion we feel after continuous multitasking distorts our perception. Let's say you decided to stop eating refined sugars for the next month. If you're free to think about nothing but your diet, you might stick with your decision. But what if you're overloaded with work? You'll probably stick to it for the first few hours, but the moment you feel tempted to devour that chocolate bar on the counter, you'll just give in to the craving. This happens because you can't be bothered to invest additional effort into yet another thing. The more exhausted and distracted you are, the likelier you become to make impulsive decisions you'll regret later. If you need to make big decisions, it's always better to take some time to yourself and get in the zone. That will create a mindset that can help you see the big picture and solve things one by one. Don't let your decision-making get clouded by the mental haze that comes with multitasking. Work on your overconfidence. Confidence makes it easier to reach a decision. But watch out for the extremes. A lack of confidence makes us shy away from sticking to our decisions. In fact, it makes us completely unsure about our capabilities. If your confidence is low, you may end up postponing the decision again and again, until it's no longer relevant. Even if you do decide something, chances are, you'll regret it pretty soon, because you'll be questioning your ability to see it all the way through. Inaction is our worst enemy, and it inevitably occurs if we doubt ourselves. So make sure you affirm your abilities as often as possible, no matter how trivial the situation may seem to you. Remove limiting beliefs. And watch out for any people in your life who like to put you down and make you feel bad about your skills. On the other hand, overconfidence distorts our perception of risks, and it makes us worse at evaluating potential consequences. So, be observant. Be honest with yourself. Mapping out your weaknesses is the safest way to steer clear of poor decisions. But it's difficult if you're not ready to face your flaws. If you want to make a decision, think about the skills you'll need to get there. Do you honestly possess them? If you can't evaluate them objectively, think about the feedback you received throughout your life and how it relates to that particular skill. For example, if you've been criticized for your poor time management skills, you should factor that in when making a decision about the kind of job you can do well. And remember, no weakness has to be permanent. You can always work on improving yourself. And honesty is the first step towards that. Don't attach your happiness to a decision. The promise of achieving future goals is what keeps us going forward. It makes us believe our plight will go away if we reach a certain level of success. But that's a trap. If we think our happiness depends on the outcome of a decision, that can impede both our judgment and our competency. Studies have shown that pressure to get a positive outcome warps our ability to think straight. So, focus on the path that you'll take in order to act on your decision. Even if you don't come out on top, you'll learn something. If your happiness depends on the process, rather than on results, you can't go wrong. That makes decisions easier to make, since failure can be part of the process too. To summarize, when taking a big decision, start with asking yourselves what's really important for me in life. Take some time off and get in the zone. Remove limiting beliefs, but don't be overconfident either. Be honest with yourself. And don't attach your happiness to a decision, enjoy the process. If you obsess over whether you are making the right decision, you are basically assuming that the universe will reward you for one thing and punish you for another. The universe has no fixed agenda. Once you make any decision, it works around that decision. There is no right or wrong, only a series of possibilities that shift with each thought, feeling, and action that you experience. Hit like if you agree. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.